Welcome back to It's Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Abba and Preach, one of my favorite creators. This is them going over the Andrew Tate debacle, that him snitching on himself, and some of the video clips they go over. I think they do a really good job of everything. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And let's get to the chow. It's chow time.
So Andrew Tate says, "You're not stupid," and he's talking to one of the victims. "You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing." And the victim says, "The webcam?" And he says, "I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you." If you aren't aware, Tate's in prison in Romania. Some people say he's innocent, other people say he's guilty. And you guys remember us? We said wait till the evidence comes out and we'll find out.
That's what I said too. I agree with Abba, and Preach. Shouldn't be jumping the gun, shouldn't be calling him whatever it is, or shouldn't be defending him. Just gonna, wait until the evidence kind of unfolds.
Well, a lot of evidence has been coming out. That prosecutor's office in Romania has been leaking a lot. And
how can you be a prosecutor's office and leaking that much?
I always do it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah?
They leak what they want to the press. You have to understand,
it's a whole game.
Yep.
Winning a case for them is not just winning a case. There's a lot of ego involved. These people want to win these big cases.
But
when the FBI says it's got a 96, 98 conviction rate, the reason why is because they like that shit on their resume. They
do. I mean, when you think about it, like Kamala Harris, she says it all the time. She convicts 99% of all of her the people that she was prosecuting while she was a district attorney in California. When you really fucking think about it, are 99% of all people that you prosecute are really guilty? That's just
They take on cases they know they're going to win, and they only put forth the case when they know they're going to win. And so this kind of thing right here, have you seen what they leaked?
No, I haven't seen what they leaked.
Listen, they didn't prosecute Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate prosecuted Andrew Tate. My homie was self-snitching.
Oh, that bad.
Watch the tape.
No, basically...
Watch the tape.
Trafficking, we have three things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud...
It's funny, he has a self-snitching hat next to his desk.
Fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you. And if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
That's a pimp.
Yeah. I agree. What he's describing reminds me of the Dave Chappelle special of him describing the book, the pimp book, of how to be a pimp and the things you have to do to be a pimp. It sounds very familiar.
Exactly what a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. In the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on either side. You thought you was talking to a bitch named Mercedes.
Yeah.
Turned out it's a nigga obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
They ain't wrong. They ain't wrong. I think most of these webcam girls have some men or some other people taking care of their messages for them.
That's why. I'm sorry.
Well, the reason why I'm having this face is because the amount, I didn't realize how much foot a mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up. Oh, they got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important. Another reason we use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that
He
whole
just literally
avoiding
admitted
taxes.
that he's
And
going
it's
to
not
try to
legal do
avoid
that.
In
taxes.
the last 6 months, Chatterbait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax.
I'm going to admit a lot of women don't know how taxes work.
To make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, tax.
That sounds like fraud to me. So
If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Ooh, okay. And they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's
I
happening.
mean, this sounds pretty legit like fraud to me so far. So
Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch.
So we started. All right, he's already admitted to tax evasion and fraud.
I mean,
Yep.
it's not a mission.
This is a course he's running. He's teaching people.
That's what he's teaching. He doesn't mean he's doing that now. I'm just playing devil's. It's a very hard job. I'm not.
So
Hey.
he said that's what he was doing with these girls. That's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
The women saying he did this to us.
Oh.
yeah, I agree.
What, you think they're going to look at the bank records and see that the money, he was paying them 50-50? What you think? Let's be honest. If someone admits to what they're doing, just believe them.
But to his defense, I got nothing.
Guys, he's self-snitching.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the girls and defrauding the government.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I just want you guys to understand, like, just here, we're not even going to the human track, just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
He didn't even care. He said, I'm getting rich, bitch. Fuck you. He didn't care. He was stealing from it. If that's your job, how would you feel about it?
I agree. I think that's pretty scumbaggery. Even, I mean, I see a lot of my comments. Just because they're women doesn't mean we should be treating them like fucking trash or anything. Like, they're people. We shouldn't be taking advantage of people like that. Just period.
Would you not want this person charged for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands every single month?
Something real is happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch. You have to f- girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. You're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? Say, I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen. Come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. You, your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do
Definitely
the selling.
Sounds like a pimp.
The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good
Sounds like he has a bottom bitch.
first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
You guys remember. So this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little pieces of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge.
Listen to what Abba said. This doesn't prove anything. Don't take everything and, take everything with a grain of salt. But it is evidence that the prosecutor is putting out there for him. And it looks pretty incriminating.
Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting, the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization, he has the woman who he calls his bottom bit, right, to recruit the other women. Okay, now, there's some transcripts. Because they did some wiretaps, they seized their phones, they seized all their technology. So there's some conversations that they're using now. I want you to also know the context of the country's in. Andrew Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person.
Trying to fucking steal from the government?
And he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, laws are a little bit lax. They're not it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail there. Okay, this is pulled from his PC and then it was leaked to the press. Okay, so this is something that they got.
Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail, I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, get some hoes, this cell's mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shove it up your pocket. Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
But here's even the kicker. Looking at private videos that are part of the police file, from the following passages from the context of this content, there is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a mean of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relations with the injured persons and is evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge's like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos. So I'm not going to not use them as evidence. I cannot use them as evidence because they match. Let's get to the transcripts. Because people are saying...
Wait, you got more?
Oh, man. When I say, listen, and just a pro tip, if you're a criminal watching, do not use WhatsApp, okay? Do not use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal activity. They keep a record. There are records, there are logs, and it's easily traceable. Okay?
Bro, I'm going to tell you this. Don't
use any cell phone, Touch.
Do not
That's
use
a burner phone.
I'm talking about, I've had...
Just side tip. From what I've heard.
friends that were in instances where they crossed the borders and they have certain software that could tap in your phone and get the deleted items. You can always go get the deleted items. So that's the reason why they have burner phones. Don't use your phone. Actually, you have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones? That's pretty much what you would have to use.
All right.
But Yeah, I digress.
So these are leaked transcripts from the stenographer, either in the court case or leaked from the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know, I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, might be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. Mm-hmm. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know
Tate is running massive game on these women. Holy fuck.
You're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl. Okay. So they're basically establishing that the way that he's getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said earlier in regards to some of the criteria that need to be met, okay, one of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this conversation doesn't seem bad to you, you have to understand by the letter of the law and how they define human trafficking. This is one of those elements that they might incorporate in order to make that charge stick. Basically, he wasn't telling these people, hey, I'm running a cam business, come down. He's like, I want to marry you. You're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love with me. He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his compound. Then he springs it on him with who? His bottom. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid. And he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, the webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl, you're different from the others. I make them do.
This literally sounds like a pimp story right here. This is so similar to the Dave Chappelle special where he talks about the book.
The really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff. This is going to be used in court, and you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
You can't go to the court and be like, hey, what happened was... Scratch your head and figure shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is, I think, the biggest one. Tate's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women... I mean, that's what they call them, bro. What you want me to say? This is what it reads.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do? And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, but what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you, if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away. So, what does this conversation really mean? This is where this is important. It might not mean much to y'all because you're like, well, when they're taking this in conjunction with everything else, the fraud element involved, the coercion element, the aspect of like lying about what they're really going to be doing there, the fact that this girl who works for Tate is saying she's going to be punching the girl 10 times when she gets there, that there's these threats of violence, the one saying like, Andrew Tate gets home, you're going to be flying off the balcony. Is that literally? Probably not, but there is some element there of threats of potential violence if you don't do what's needed. When you take that to court, and these are conversations that are happening in private, you understand? They're going to take this into strong consideration when they're making their case. They're going to be like, how do you explain this stuff? Oh, we're just joking. We're not going to actually make her... Well, then why is the victim terrified? Oh, she's just lying and making... You think that's going to really be a real defense in court?
You know, the thing is, there's some people that are not going to believe that.
Of course.
There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be like, yeah, it ain't that bad, it ain't that bad. And you know why? Because they actually talk like that. They talk like that with their girls. The girls, I'm saying guys, but I'm talking girls do the same shit oh my God, I swear, I'm going to punch you in your mouth. And people talk like that on a regular basis.
This is true. This is true.
Astonished at the fact, the language that some people use with their friends or with their loved ones. Yeah, but it's just, I'm just talking. It's just this, it's just that. Whenever you talk to them or whenever you check them, it's like, yo, listen, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me about you're going to punch me in my face. You can't tell me that you're going to kick me in my throat. You can't do shit like that. But you know, man, it's just talk. It ain't real.
These people are going to be super motivated to do this. Tate moved from the UK to Romania because the justice in the UK said it was too prejudicial and they were going to come after him strong. Romania is more lax. You went to Romania, acted a fool, want to say anything and do anything and engage in illegal activity. Listen, you fucked around and you found out. You got to hold that L. Mm-hmm. Nobody told you to self-snitch.
That's not fucked around. That's not
like people around. Just getting on camera and just calmly admitting to criminal activity is so crazy to me. People say, why would anybody do that? Why would people do that and be a public personality? Because some people got ego. Because some people don't know how to stay away from the fucking cameras because they head too big. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Dude ran FTX. Turned out to be a big old fraudster. After the fraud was discovered, you know what this idiot was doing? He was getting on live television and doing interviews, incriminating himself further. And those interviews that he did after being found out are going to be used against him in court. Why? Because some people can't stop themselves from doing stupid fucking things. And I'm sure if he had a lawyer at the time and like telling him what to do, they would say, don't do any interviews. But he couldn't help himself. Why? Because his ego.
I'm just really here to see where it goes. I'm going to see where it goes. Because like Abba said, if that's what they're leaking to the press, they got some bigger thing.
I agree. If that's what they're putting into the press. But then also, I've been in jail, and the things that they leaked to the press was also false. So, I don't know. It's a 50-50.
Bangers. Bars. Jail bars. But they got something bigger. And what they're going to do to court is going to be something else. It's going to be something crazier. If that's what they choose to leak to court, anyways, all that to say, I'll wait. I'll stand by here. It's just there's a lot of Kanye complex that I call whenever you go on a podcast and you say, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want, and they can't unwork with me. And then he said some outlandish shit and it was like, well, let's drop your ass. And everybody started dropping. And nobody wants to work. That's the same kind of complex. Hey, I can walk in this country and do whatever the hell I want. I can pay this, I can pay that, I can do this, top G in the building. Yay. And then this will happen.
And now he's in a Romanian jail cell with 30 other dudes in a toilet in the middle where everyone got to watch each other's shit. Hey, listen.
But it don't look good.
Hey, listen. Them transcripts, once I seen that video of him snitching, I said, it don't matter what I think.
You know what it looked like?
I know he didn't pay his taxes. One, because he said he didn't pay his taxes.
He didn't pay people.
And he didn't pay people because he admits to stealing their money.
That's not even if they can prove that he was
those are two things he did.
Forget that.
If they can just yeah, I understand that. Just on the basis of those two things. But if it's just like a tuna casserole. It don't look good.
Yeah, no, it don't look good. How was that, child? I just wanted to get that news coverage out there for some of the Tate people and then the anti-Tate people. I'm neither camp, really. I like the guy. He does say some good things. I don't agree with everything he says. But I also don't agree with taking advantage of people that way. That's definitely not my cup of tea. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. I'll link the original video of Abba and Preach. Please go and support them. They're fucking awesome creators. They're my favorite. So please, I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao time.